Hey everybody, how you doing? It's William Abrams and you're watching The Abrams Report. So, I need a shave. Well anyway, welcome to the Philippines. I'm going on my 11th year here. And I'm just going to slowly start doing some videos and stuff like that. And going to enjoy doing it. We're going to just talk about some basic stuff. But now, get this. I lost 100 pounds last year. And then when I was in I was in Pattaya, Thailand, and I broke my leg. And what do you call it? It wasn't pleasant. I was laid up for like 3 months. I couldn't really do anything. I had paid somebody to help me out in the house and this and that. So anyway, so when I was laid up, I just kind of I chunked on a few more pounds. Now, I chunked on about 20 pounds. And 20 pounds from where I wanted to be. So I was about 230. And I said, and I'm back here now. And then my legs healed up enough where I can go walking. It was a compression fracture, so it was a pain in the ass to walk because my leg would wobble out, or inward actually, and it would be really painful. So I had to really lay off of it for more than 3 months after, 4, 5, 6 months after that to build it up. Anyway, guys, so I'm losing weight again. And as you see, that's a good meal. Yeah, so that's all the ketogenic, same thing I did before. And I now walk. And I walk because I cannot run. I am disabled. But I use the walking sticks. Where are they? Over here, over there against the wall, right there. So I use those. No longer using the cane for now. I have arthritis and osteoporosis, but I'm trying to get through that. You get through that by moving. So anyway, so that's just the kind of meal I eat right there, and it's good. It's good, and it looks like a lot, and I'll eat just one meal a day. And as I get into this, I'm walking 5 to 6 miles a day, like 10 to 12 kilometers, and I'm enjoying it. I walk slow. I take my time. I go in the heat of the day. It's a lot better, and I wear a big brown flannel shirt and a big hat, and sunglasses, and I sweat my ass off, and I love it, I'll go up to the Fatima Shrine, and there's a big walk up the mountain with steps, and I'll exercise my leg, to kind of improve the strength in the one direction that's very weak. Was extremely weakened for the injuries. So I try to strengthen those legs. But thing is, when you want to lose weight, it's not hard. The hardest part about getting into the keto or carnivore, whatever you want to call it, the hardest part is getting over your addiction to sugar, and it manifests itself in hunger. You get hungry as hell when you start eating meat only. Go ahead, eat all the meat you want, all the chicken, but have something really fatty, like a fatty pork or a good fatty steak. Right here you'll see, the beef fat I use. I buy it from Cebu, and it's certified Angus beef fat trimmings, and you would enjoy it, and it's not that expensive. It's only a couple bucks a pound, or about maybe 300 a kilo, but it's good quality and is pure. So you take that, and then you buy the cheap beef like this here. You buy the cheapest beef. The local beef is so tough and unmanageable that, what happens is if you buy a bunch of beef and take that Angus and take that Angus beef fat, the fat here and then the beef here, and then you cut it into pieces. You take it to the market, say, "Can you grind this for me?" And they grind it up like 70-30, or 80-20, however you like it, and it comes out absolutely beautiful, absolutely awesome. So I really enjoy it. It comes out really good because, and I actually cut up the heart meat and a liver, part of a liver, and I mix it in with the burger, and it makes really good texture, especially when you cook it and it's done. It's like good, and the toughness of the meat being hamburger makes the texture of the hamburger really good too. It's not chewy at all. It's not stringy, especially when I take it down there half frozen and they complain to me, "It's frozen. It'll slow down the." Yeah, just run it. They run it for me. I'm going to buy my own big commercial meat grinder because I use it at least every month. And it's about $1,000, but it's a good one. I mean, the one is 60,000 pesos, and it's like 1 horsepower, but it's a commercial grinder. It's like, and one good thing about a commercial grinder like that is if something breaks or wears out, there are parts for that thing everywhere. You go on Lazada or the local markets, places and stuff, and you can find parts, bushings, even motors, and I mean, we're rewired. The electrical people here in the Philippines can pull that motor out and rewind the motor. I mean, Jesus Christ, they just do anything here. So it's easy to maintain. You run it, clean it off, put it away. When you're running it, you put it in the parts in the freezer, the grinder parts in the freezer, and you half freeze the meat, and it grinds so wonderful, guys. It is just so delicious. I really think that if some of you guys that have a little extra weight on you, you don't have to run. I walk. My legs are a little weak. Arthritis and fractures and blah, blah, blah. I use those walking, trekking poles, they call them, trekking poles like that right there. See how they look? I've got round ends on mine. It's for the road. So, yeah, those are from Nature Hike, and it's a lot more effective, and it takes, if you know how to use them. I know Justin Carmack, I tried to tell him how about the things, but he just flipped them around. He goes, "These things hit the wrong button." But he was saying that these things are useless, but he doesn't use them correctly, and you can't tell him anything because he has chronic cranial rectimitis, head up ass. At least back then. Maybe he calmed down by now, but he kind of puts himself in his own category. As a matter of fact, I even heard him argue with somebody. He goes, "Not on my island." Like he owns the whole fucking Negros. I mean, what a goddamn dumbass that they're trying to talk to people like you own the place. Oh man, Critter Hunter, why don't you say something? Give us a little shout out or something. But really, man, you are kind of a little fucking arrogant, Anyway, when you was losing weight, I lost 100 pounds before you did. So maybe you're jealous, Don't worry. I'm not a rich man, And I don't know where you get your income, or if he needs to have other people to open up a shop, So he's like, I'm bleeding over here. Anyway, so I'm going to get off that because I'm not knocking Justin, but dude, back off the arrogance, It's like, it sounds just fucking stupid, When you sit there around the other vloggers and your head bobbing back, you're all that. And it's like, dude, you're not. I like your channel. Congratulations on that, but a channel doesn't make you better than everybody else. Just relax, bro. Enjoy the world you're in, just like I do. I just really enjoy this. Since I came back to the Philippines, I got to say I got my skepticism on the Philippines and people around you and what their real intentions are and stuff like that. So I'm very, very careful as to who I hire, and and if they show these signs of, you're a foreigner, you have a lot of money. It's like, if they do that, it's okay if they do it. I just don't want nothing to do with them, you know? So I said, okay, here, tell you what, why don't you put your tools down and go home for now? Here's your money for the day, or whatever, or if it's a Pacquiao, which means one price to do the whole thing, I'll just cancel it and pay them. I'll divide it up by the day fairly. I mean, I pay good, but I just divide it up by the day and excuse them. And I said, that's okay. And then when they ask what happened, I just tell them. I said, well, you have that narrow-minded view that, that foreigners or you could just take advantage of them because you assume they have a lot of money. Here, I have a lot of money to the Filipinos. And my income, which isn't great, it's under $2,500 a month, and I do just fine. I have a beautiful motorcycle I call Old Black Betty right here. Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, I enjoy it. I'm disabled, so I can't get my leg over one of those touring bikes. Just can't do it. I can't get on it. So I had to get a scooter. So I got a maxi scooter. It's 400cc and it's in the Kimco Exciting, which is a kind of highly rated touring bike. Probably the smallest, but who cares? It's a nice, big, wide, heavy bike, and it works. And we drove to Bacolod, and soon I'm going to be going to, not soon, but a few months, I'll be going to Naga City, Bicol. I'll be going to Manila. Maybe me and my wife, maybe me. I hope my wife goes, because we enjoy our riding together. I just enjoy the whole experience. As long as I just avoid those kind of people in the Philippines that always trying to get you, always trying to get your money. And it's not a big deal. And it's not about whether I can afford it or not. It depends if you're stupid enough to give it to them and think you come here, you can't afford to live in your own country, right? And you come here and think you're like a high roller. And yes, they treat you like a high roller here. And then they'll come to help you out, anything they can, but usually everything has a end game. So be real on that. Be real. You'll have people around you and this and that, but they're just trying to get free meals, money, and whatever else they can get from you. I see it over and over and over again. I've been here 11 years. I could tell you that living in the provinces, even in the cities, is just as bad. And I had other, and then when people used to, and you go to the expat groups, and there's always some motherfucker who turns around and says, "Oh, it never happened to me." And I can guarantee you, 100, maybe 99.8%, that they are lying through their teeth, and they have this narcissistic thing where they like to bring people down, And I'm just telling you that wow, no matter where you go, too. In Chiang Mai, you go to Chiang Mai expats group. Oh, if you can't afford it, you can just guarantee that person doesn't have that big a budget, and he's struggling because misery likes company, and nothing better they like in the world than to bring somebody down. So don't do it. I know I'm going off the subjects here and stuff like that, but I've already lost 5 pounds last week, so, for the naysayers, fuck you. Anyway, so... But the thing is, when it comes to expat groups, and these dumb assholes that think they can own property, and they think they can get one over on the system here. You are not allowed to own property. You can own a house. You can own a car. So don't let everybody put every time you go to buy a motorcycle or something, even if you pay cash, them son of a guns will put it in your girlfriend or wife's name. Don't do it. Put it in your name. It's yours. If you're financing it, which I don't like to do, I like to pay cash. That's why I have three beater motorcycles and a nice one, you know. But I paid cash for it, you know. I don't know, $2,500, $3,000 for my old Black Betty. It's a really nice bike, so I like it. Anyway, but these people on these expat groups and in the Philippines expat community are miserable. Just remember this, and you guys know you'll believe it. The majority of the people who come here, many of them, the far majority of them, over 60%, I'll say, over 60 plus percent, are running from something. Running from loneliness, running from... What are you doing? You want to come up here? No? Here's Cassie. You remember her when she was a puppy? You know? She's such a good girl. I know what she wants. You want this? There you go, baby. There you go. Anyway, you know, these guys, they're either criminals, which I know a guy in Dumaguete. I don't know. I think maybe they may have caught him by now, but I'm not sure. But he was a druggie. He's actually a fugitive. He was found guilty of something serious in the U.S. and he had an extra passport and he used it to travel to the Philippines, and he was scheduled to be sentenced for whatever this crime was. Sentenced to prison. I mean, literally, it wasn't his first rodeo, so he was going up to jail for a long time. And the guy was, I guess he used to be an engineer, but I guess he fell in the wrong. You know, they found a couple dead people in his apartment because of overdoses, you know. But the people like that, you know, will move here to run away from themselves. Men who are abusive to women want to come and exploit the submissiveness of some of the better Filipinas. Okay? Come to have a fucking hard reality when you beat on them, you have 15 people coming down from some mountain to unalive and disappear you, and they're just gone. Or they just kill you and say, he came at us with something. That's all they got to say, and the police say, okay, and they dot their I's, and that's the end of you. They'll call the embassy and say, come pick up the carcass, you know? So do not lay your hands on a Filipina. It's just not good. You know, I've had my ups, me and my wife has had our ups and downs, and I made my mistake by airing some of it online, you know, but we worked through it, and we got through it, and we got back together. The thing is, the whole thing with my situation was 100% like only a couple months, right? A couple months of her totally changing and doing stuff, and it all boiled down to this. She had some new friends that kept telling her, oh, do this. You can go get a big loan and do this and use your husband, and he could pay for it because he's a foreigner. He has a lot of money. Well, the thing is, they told her so much that she started believing it. And then when I reached my limit, at that particular point, she wasn't ready to take responsibility for it. And I said, we're a couple. I have an income, but it's not yours, it's ours, you know? So I left. And then after we got done arguing online, she spent a very long, hard journey to make up for it and be the couple we was before. And I really applaud her for that. Everybody that knows her, if you have her email, applaud her for the work she put into making it right. It wasn't about my money. It wasn't about that. She really did. We really did love it. We love each other. And it's just a matter of finding your comfortable space and staying in it and just living life. Living the good life in the Philippines takes work on both sides. You have a culture that, and you don't, you know, and you have a culture that you have to adapt to, and they have to adapt to. Remember that. When they say, oh, it's my culture, and that's just the way it is. No. If it's something that you're dead hard set against, just say no. I said, I have my culture too. And if you don't want to adapt, I said, you have to be comfortable with letting them go. You know, I went through a lot of girls, man. Really hot ones too. I mean, I'll say that I had some very, very beautiful hot women when I was single, and that was only for a short time, like 6 months, and they came to my door. Now, what other subject did I want to hit? Don't allow yourself to be manipulated. Remember, guys, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this straight up. You don't have to be a cheap ass, but you don't have to support their family. If they start pressuring you so much and say you have to do it, remember, don't be afraid to walk out the door and say, well, you don't have to be rude, you don't have to have an attitude, and then say, well, this just isn't right for me then. You know? If you honestly feel that I'm here just to support you, your whole family, I said, then we're not on the same channel. We're just not the same. And I'm going to tell you straight up, you have a culture. It is your money. It is your money. You only are the only one who just makes that decision to give out the money, whether you're manipulated or not. Nobody is to blame for going broke or having a too low of a budget. It's you only. That's it. Nobody else. Just you. You. Okay. So, enough of that shit. But I told my one friend he had a girlfriend that literally made him pay to do the dishes. And I'm like, wait a minute. If she's your girlfriend, she should be taking care of you. That is the Filipino culture. You know? And if you have to pay something for the family, set it up very strictly. Like when I was with my ex-girlfriend, Rosalie, very hot, very good girlfriend when she was sitting right next to me. You know? She was a very good person to hang around, to be around and everything like that. So yeah, her ambition was ultimately to go back to her ex, who's the father of her 3 children. And in the end, if I like it or not, I respect it. So there you go. I respect that. Anyway, what I'm saying is set up boundaries quickly. Don't wait until it's too late, because then you look like a dick and like you're just stopping everything, No, set up a boundary. And when they say, oh, it's not enough, and they say, I'm sorry, you can't tell me it's not enough. It's, this is what I'm giving, you take it or leave it. I said, I don't owe you anything. Even if I'm with her, she's with me. I said, I don't owe anybody anything. And you tell them that, but to be kind when you're telling them. Just say, I'm sorry, but I don't owe anybody anything. This is not what you do, I was like, I don't know what to say, But I'll be honest with you. I mean, these people are very, very high pressure, and don't do it. Just keep control of your money. If you don't have it in the budget to take care of them, don't do it. If you do, set up boundaries. Like, I'll give you an example. When I first moved here and I was with Rosalie, and her family was very nice, and they still, to this day, I talk to all of them. I love them. They love me. They know who I am. They know how kind I was when I was with my ex. I'm just telling you, here's what I did. I started scratching my head and said, oh, they want money for this and money for that. I said, tell you what, I went up there. I got the 4 or 5 family members together. I said, you guys will ask me for money, and that's okay. I said, but here's what I'm going to do. And I said, and do not ask me for anything else. I said, because this is my money, and it's going to be run down quick if I don't pay attention. And I told them, how much is the lowest salary for a full-time working person here in the mountain over there? And at the time they said 4,000 pesos a month, right? I said, okay, I'm going to give you 4,000 pesos a month with no strings attached, no expectations, and let's just say this is my contribution to the family, one person's entire salary. with no working. Hey, no working, no nothing, right? And I said, the string that's attached to this is do not ask me for any more. And if there's an emergency, I may advance it, but I'm going to take it out. And it sounds like nothing. You know what I mean? Like 4,000, oh, I could do more than that. Don't do it because just like you guys know about broken phone screens, camera doesn't work and all this stuff, there's endless amounts of things they can say. Or I'm out of food. Oh, my family has no food in the house. Oh, they say, oh, my electric bill is late and they're going to turn off the electric. Bullshit. These people know how to survive. And if you have a little more budget than they do, they will put the pressure on you like a mofo. So anyway, there's some advice in all directions I just gave. I know I jumped around the channels. Keep your budget to yourself. It is your money, not theirs. Okay? If you have a girlfriend, spend money when you're taking her out. You know? Go to a little thing. Don't let them, and you'll see them, they'll scan down the menu and they will order the most expensive goddamn thing and then order a whole shitload of food. Don't let them do that. I said, don't. I've had somebody do that before when I took my friends out. And he said, oh, can my friend come? And then she ordered everything on the menu. So I got pissed off and I told the waiter, I said, when she's done, I want you to give me all of what's left in a bag to go. You know? And she goes, what are you doing? I'm going to take that home to my family. I said, that's not what you was invited here for. And two, we don't take food home here because I invited you out to dinner. I didn't invite you to feed your family. I said, I invited you to have a good time here. That's it. So I took the bag with all the food, and it was a lot too, and I went and handed it to some homeless people outside. That was a cafe racer in Dumaguete. Yeah, and she got mad and called me a fucking foreigner. See how that works? You're a fucking foreigner. That's all you are. That's all she was doing, is trying to get the most she could off of me as fast as she can. That is the focus of these Filipinas that are like that, I'll say. You know, most are like that in the cities. You know, and there's a few like that in the provinces, but you just avoid them. Like if you take them out and they do that, like I say, do what I say. Just take the leftovers home yourself, because I paid for this shit. It's mine. It's mine. You know, they just want to get one over on the foreigner. They want to get you for as much as they can, as fast as they can. Remember, that's the whole thing with the Filipinas. We are not talking about all of them. But I'm going to tell you, there is in almost any city, there is a majority of the girls will get as much from you, as fast from you, and as much as they can get from you. So that is my stuff for today. You guys, Happy New Year, and happy belated Christmas. Merry Christmas. From Cassie. She's still over here looking for something. I got some nice pork here. There you go. There you go, baby. Anyway, guys, Cassie's been a good dog for many years now here. And he's like 8, 9 years old now. Anyway, you guys take care of yourself. This is William from the Abrams Report. You guys enjoy. Have a good Christmas. I had a good Christmas. Enjoy this 2026. And take this advice. And there's another subject I'll say later. We'll do on another thing about how you can build a house and it is yours. You know, you can do a lot. You know, but I will discuss that on another video. And this is William Abrams saying, take care of yourself and subscribe. Stop this bullshit of just watching and not subscribing. Subscribe to the channel. I forgot to tell you, I'm gonna start a whole new channel. It's actually going to have the same name. And I'm going to have a whole new channel. I will share it with you guys. I'll get the subscriber count up there. And we will do the Naga trip that everybody's looking for. But hey, man, if there's not a lot of views, I'm not driving that far. You know, if I don't get a lot of subscribers, I'm not driving that far. I am not monetized. I actually unmonetized my channel. because I just don't give a shit. I just don't care about it. I do this for fun, and that's it. But you guys take care of yourself. That's another time, another video. God bless you guys. Enjoy and live your best life. All right, bye-bye.
You're watching The Abrams Report.